First-time actor Harry Potter himself, Daniel Radcliffe, is with us this morning. Actually, not a first-time actor. You have a little bit of experience. Hi, Dan. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Well, let's talk about the whirlwind your life has been recently. Yesterday was the premiere here in the Big Apple. A week before that was the London premiere. Red carpets, flashing lights, entertainment reporters. I mean, what was it like?
It was pretty scary, but it was really good fun. And everybody there, like Chris Columbus, he was there and he just makes you feel like really at ease.
Was it exciting though, just to kind of finally, I mean, this was the product of 9 long months of very hard work, frankly, by you and the rest of the cast and everybody involved in the picture. So it must have been just wonderful to kind of have the weight off your shoulders and be able to sort of have a good time.
It was, yeah, it was fun, but I was quite nervous, but it was very cool.
You were nervous really about how the movie would be received, or just all the attention?
I was kind of just nervous about, like, seeing all the photographers and everything like that. I was kind of nervous about that.
Yeah, the paparazzi, they can be a little overwhelming, I'm sure, especially for someone who's 11 years old. You're still 11, or
12.
12? When did you turn 12?
July 23rd.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's my daughter's birthday. In your very objective way, I'm sure you won't be, but tell me what you think of the film. Was it, when you saw the movie put together, was it what you expected it would be?
Exactly. I feel like they've kind of just like taken a piece of my mind out from the book and just used it on the film, because it's exactly as I imagined it. I mean, I suppose every actress, when they like see themselves on screen, they're like, oh, they cut out my best lines, or oh, I look so bad in that scene, or oh, my hair looks disastrous. But I think everyone says that. So I'm very self-critical, but altogether I just loved the film. It's amazing.
But you were a little critical of your own performance at times?
Yeah, I suppose every actress is.
Yeah, it just sort of goes with the territory. What about you, Rupert, when you first saw the movie? I mean, because obviously you guys shot it over a period of 9 months in bits and pieces. Lots of the shooting was done with a green screen, because of special effects, right? And when you saw what they had done with it, with the music, with the editing and all that, what did you think?
It was so cool.
Yeah?
It was really wicked, yeah.
Wicked, that's your favorite word, isn't it, Rupert?
Yeah,
was there anything different about the movie, or anything that surprised you when you saw it all put together?
Some of the special effects that we hadn't seen when we were filming it, they were in. It was really, really wicked. You, I know, have said before that you're not like her at all, that you and Hermione are actually complete opposites.
Pretty much. I reckon that Hermione is pretty bossy, pretty swotty, pretty teacher's pet, and I enjoy school, but I'm not obsessed with school. That's kind of the difference between us.
And she is obsessed with everything she's learning at Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Rupert, I know you and Ron Weasley have a lot in common. Tell me about that.
When I was reading the books, I always felt like I relate to Ron, because we both got red hair, both like sweets. We both got lots of brothers and sisters. I have 1 brother and 3 sisters, and we're both scared of spiders. And
I know that you really wanted to play Ron, because he may be a little wimpy at first, but he really pulls through when they need him to.
Oh yeah,
doesn't he?
The chess scene. Yeah, that was kind of like Ron's turn in the limelight. Yeah.
You know, when I watched, Chris, scenes of you working behind the scenes, I thought, wow, this was a very hard movie to do, wasn't it? I mean, you had incredible special effects, and so that requires, obviously, certain skills. Then you were working with, what, 300 kids? Was that the most kids you had all at once?
At times we had 300 kids, yeah. The key was getting these kids focused in the performance. It's not a situation where you can walk up to an actor and say, can you do it this way? By the time I would walk back to the monitor, these kids were talking about football or WWF, so I had to start the cameras rolling, literally start the cameras rolling and talk them through it, and then say action immediately. And that's how their performances became so focused, really. Like
others involved in this film, he was encouraged to participate in it by a member of his very own family. Richard Harris, nice to see you again. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you? I'm
fine, thank you. So I understand you owe this experience to your granddaughter, Ellie.
That is true.
Tell me about that.
Well, she's a Harry Potter fanatic, and when they offered it to me, I hadn't read the books. And cause it's not my type of reading, and I knew the furore about the Harry Potter books, but I'd never read them, and so I was asked to do it, and I got the script by David Heyman, the young producer, who had a great vision about these books.
Who we should mention was turned on to the books by his secretary.
I heard.
She doesn't get enough credit, but
know,
that's a different story.
I
Anyway,
know.
go ahead.
But he so I read the script. The script was wonderful, but there was one thing that I didn't quite like, and that was the idea: if I do one, I have to do the rest.
Right.
And I hate commitment. I mean, I couldn't commit to my 2 wives. That's why
Would you like to lie down on a couch and we can discuss this a little bit more?
And anyway, so I said, are we okay?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so I said...
When did you start feeling this way?
Well, I felt well from about the age of 6 when I couldn't commit to my parents. So I kept running away from home. I kept saying, no, I don't like this house, I'm off. I don't like the food. I don't like my brothers and sisters. Is that okay?
Interesting.
So anyway, at the end of it, she finally said, so anyway, I said, no, I said, I can't commit. Like, I gotta be over 80 if they make the 7 books. I mean, they'll be wheeling this Dumbledore in a wheelchair with oxygen up his nose and things, right? And special foods.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
well, how did you work
so
that
at the end
out?
of it, I said, I can't do the 7. And then we got to the papers. There was a story in the paper that all the actors in the world, which is quite true, were all queuing up to be in this movie, okay? And of course, the paper said, typical Richard Harris, typical rebellious Harris. Everybody wants to be in it. Harris has been offered it, and he's doubtful about doing it. So my granddaughter rang me one day, and she is the dream of my life.
Aw, how old is she?
She's 12 now, but she was 11 then. And she called me, and she got a very hoarse voice. And I said, hi, Ellie. And she said, Papa. She said, Papa. I said, yes, love. She said, if you don't play Dumbledore, I will never speak to you again. And she hung up. She gave,
so she put the fear of God in you.
She gave me no chance. She gave me no chance. And she came to the opening. She was my date for the opening in London.
That's so sweet.
The opening in London was unbelievable.
Why?
I've been to a couple of Academy Awards, okay? They were nothing like Leicester Square in London. 10,000 people outside, the police, security, you couldn't believe. And when the kids arrived, it was pandemonium.
Wow.
Now, while you're here, your house will be like your family. Your triumphs will earn you points. Any rule breaking, and you will lose points.
How challenging was it to work with over 300 Rugrats? I mean, children.
Children. Well, it was amazing, because sometimes when we did the big feast days, you know, there was 370 odd, you know. But it's not up to me to be patient, it was up to Chris Columbus, and he was really wonderful.
He was really
quite
remarkable working with them, wasn't he?
Quite astonishing.
Are you amazed at how successful this movie has been? I mean, it has just done gangbusters.
Well, I think it's astonishing to a certain extent, except that the books are so wonderful, you know. I mean, what is so fantastic is all these kids have been reading these books. I think that's what's so great.
Do you worry that it'll ruin it by turning it into a movie?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so, because you never know what each child has imagined it to be. But, you know, Stuart Craig has done such a fantastic job with the sets and the locations. It's just magical.
And right now you're shooting Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, that's right.
So are you in for all 7?
If I live that long, yes, I am. I don't know if I'm going to make it.
I think you are. You better.
I'll
We
try.
need you. Dame Maggie Smith, the latest movie is Gosford Park, adding to Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Thank you so much for coming in. Emma Watson, good morning. Good to see you, Emma.
Good to see you too.
So at age 12, you're 12 now?
Yeah, I'm going to be 13 soon though.
Yeah, but now you're kind of a veteran actress at this point. What was it like the second time around? How did it compare to your first experience?
It was really good because I kind of enjoyed the second one much more than I enjoyed the first one, and I enjoyed watching the second one much more than I did the first one.
Why?
Making wise, it's probably just because like I need the cast, I need the crew, I need the director, and let's face it, I knew what I was doing this time around, which was good.
Yeah.
And watching it, I just thought it was much, much better. I think it's 1 billion times better than the first one, like 1 billion quadrillion.
I've heard 1 billion quadrillion. I've heard you say that, you know, when people ask you about the movie, but why do you think it's so much better?
Just because it's like, it's funnier, it's scarier, the special effects are really good, there's lots more characters, and with the first one you kind of had to introduce everybody, and the second one you just go straight into all the action and stuff.
You're kind of the brains behind the operation, which is great. Don't you think for little girls everywhere to see Hermione coming up and scheming and figuring things out so well?
Yeah, girl power.
Yeah, right on. So what about some of the other special effects? It must be so fun for you, Emma, to do these movies, to kind of look at a green screen and have to act and then see what Chris Columbus does in terms of all these special effects. Are you amazed once you see it on the big screen?
Yeah. It's kind of like this massive surprise when you see the film. You think because I was like in it and I knew all the scenes were just happening and everything, but I completely don't. And when I see it, it's this massive surprise. But special effects aren't that bad. They give you marks and stuff, so you get used to it.
Now I know that you've said that you and Daniel and Rupert have become quite friendly.
Yeah.
Which is nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you do this and also keep up with your studies? You obviously are tutored on the set.
Yeah. Just obviously I have tutoring on the set, 3 hours minimum, 5 hours maximum worth of schoolwork to do, and because it's one-to-one, you kind of get a lot more done and stuff. As far as keeping up with friends it's just weekends, I try and see as much as I can, and emails always really good. So.
Yeah, that is a great way to stay in touch. Chris Columbus, good morning. Nice to see you, Chris.
Nice to see you again. It's great to be back.
Well, thanks for being here. So many of the people in the movie, Rupert Grint and Emma Watson and Daniel Radcliffe, they're saying, oh, it's so much better than the first movie. And I'm wondering if this is a shameless ploy for box office grosses and publicity, or if they really mean it, and if you agree.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason to do a sequel to a film like Sorcerer's Stone is to do a film that you think can be better. And as much as I loved Sorcerer's Stone, I felt there were certain things we could do better. I thought the kids' performances could be better, so the kids felt more relaxed this time, so they're much more confident, self-assured. And I also felt that the special effects could be better. I felt that we had great people on the first film, but we only had 3 months to do the visual effects. This time we shot all of those sequences early, and we had 9 months to get the effects really, really good.
Now, of course, there was a sad development in that Richard Harris passed away, who played Dumbledore, who he is such a fantastic guy. I remember he came on the show, and he was so generous and gracious and fun. That must have been a hard adjustment for you all.
Oh, it was a complete shock. I mean, we knew he was sick, but he was such a tough person that we all expected him to get through it. In terms of Dumbledore, it's impossible to think of anyone else as Dumbledore.
So what will you do?
It's really too early to talk about it. I mean, we're all shocked, and you see him on screen. I just saw him on screen again on Sunday night, and you really think, well, this is Dumbledore. Who could possibly replace him? So it's going to be a difficult decision.
Meanwhile, there's some new people involved in this movie, and we'll talk about the director in a moment, but Gary Oldman has become a part of the Harry Potter world. How did you feel about that, and what was it like working with him?
Well, I think he's just the best actor of his generation. I think he's just unbelievable. It was really weird for me meeting him, because as long as I've been acting, I've always been a really huge fan of all of his movies, and so it was really surreal kind of meeting him. But he was actually like the nicest guy, and we just talked about music, and he like gave me a bass lesson and things.
Yeah.
It was amazing. He was like the coolest guy. He was so nice.
The special effects have become such a trademark for these movies, and I decided I wasn't going to be a pig and be the only one to ask you all these questions. Kristen actually has a question for you. What's your question for Daniel?
Hi, I was wondering, is it hard to have all these animations in the movie as you're acting?
Hard to work with all these special effects?
You kind of get used to it after a while, but when you start off, it's most hard when you've got a character like Buckbeak or like in the second film, Dobby, because you're kind of having to interact with them, whereas if it's Quidditch, it's just kind of on the background, so you don't really notice it. But it is hard to begin with, but then you kind of get used to it.
All right, Kristen, thank you very much. You can stay put. This is Kimberly. She has a question.
I've read the books a million times, and I went to the premiere last night. It was amazing.
Oh, cool.
And I just want to know, like, how do you, after reading the books, like, how do you act that character and keep it Harry Potter, but put your own touch into it?
Wow.
You can have my job.
You just kind of have to, once you read the books, you don't necessarily have to put any of your own twist to it, because it's such a well-defined character in the books that, I mean, it's really well drawn out character. So, you know, all the explanation you need to play it's really in the books. So I don't have to do much work, really.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing this movie. Do you have a favorite now that you've done 3?
I think they just keep getting better and better, so I think the 3rd film probably is my favorite.
The publicity people told you to say that, didn't they?
No, not at all. No.
Anyway, girls, thank you so much for helping me out. Kristen and Kimberly. Daniel, great to see you. Emma and Rupert are doing well, by the way?
Yeah, they're great. They're
okay,
really well.
good. I know we'll be visiting with them this week. Thanks so much, and good to see you
Nice
again,
to see you again.
Daniel.
Thank you very much.
You're working on a film that has a lot of young people in it. Yeah. Is that a different energy from mostly what you've done before?
Yeah, I mean, the guys are Daniel and Emma and Rupert. It's just been a lot of fun. They've been delightful and incredibly unspoiled and committed and surprisingly so.
Really?
Yeah.
Harry!
Just the level of commitment to it and protecting that world of Harry Potter is quite amazing. So it's been an interesting ride, very challenging, and it's all new to me. You know, working with children and animals,
which are the 2 things people tell you never to work with.
Yeah. Yeah, and now I know why.
Are you going to kill me, Harry?
It sounds, I gotta tell you, it sounds like you've really enjoyed this.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've enjoyed. It's been different. I mean, I've had my days where I've just thought, oh God, I'm not very good at this, or I'm not very good in this part. You know, I mean, we all have those days. My level of enjoyment of it has been up and down.
Really?
Yeah. There are days when it's been real tough, really hard. It's hard playing Sirius Black.
Robbie Coltrane, good to see you.
Nice to see you, sir.
Well, I tell you, as Hagrid, you're kind of hairy, woolly. You clean up nice.
I do. I scrub up nicely, don't I?
How tough is it? How much work does it get every day? Was it every day turning you into Hagrid?
Well, the girls have got it down to a technique, because it all has to be glued on, of course, and the big hair, and I have to keep this bit of my hair long so it goes over the top of the wig. And it's not something you want to do at 5 o'clock in the morning, so be covered in glue and hairy stuff. But the girls kind of soothe me into a sense of false security, and then they attack me from both sides. You know, and the weight of the outfit weighs about 70 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
In playing a role like Hagrid, I mean, this is such a bigger than, literally a bigger than life role. Yeah. This is a 9-foot guy.
8'6".
8'6", almost 9. I mean, did you worry that Hagrid will take over in a way and that you get typecast as the big giant?
Well, not really, because, you know, because I've done so many other things before. Perhaps if I was sort of starting out, it would be a bit of a problem. And also the fact that I'm not recognizable. You know, it doesn't look like me, and it's not my own voice. You know, it's a West Country accent, you know. I don't think so, really. No, I'm very lucky, really. I've never been typecast. I think sometimes it's a curse to be too handsome. If you're really handsome, you kind of get offered the same part.
Well, we're not cursed, then, are we?
Well, I think we've been very lucky, haven't we?
Robbie Coltrane, thanks so much.
It's been a pleasure.
All righty.
You foul, loathsome, evil little cockroach!
Hermione, no! He's not worth it. Malfoy, you okay? Let's go. Quick, let's go. Run. Not a word to anyone, understood?
That felt good.
Not good. Brilliant.
Nice right hook. Very nice.
Thank you.
You know, this movie, the first 2 were directed by Christopher Columbus. This one by Alfonso Cuarón.
Yes.
And it's got a little bit of a darker feel to it. I mean, both physically and emotionally.
Definitely, definitely. I think the Dementors have a lot to do with that as well. Instead of, I think the first 2 visually were very, jumpy, wow, okay, werewolf, spiders, all that kind of stuff. But this one is kind of more eerie. The Dementors give a kind of presence, which is, it's kind of a different kind of scary, but yeah.
In this movie, your character, Hermione, and Ron. There's a little something going
There's
on there.
There's something going on there.
A little something happening
On
here.
the outside, they spend the whole film arguing about, well, Ron thinks that Hermione's cat, Crookshanks, has eaten his rat.
Scabbers.
Scabbers, that's the one. And, but I think it's a bit of a front, really, because they have a bit of a soft spot for each other, and it's just a bit of a cover-up.
Now, were you surprised that it would be Ron instead of Harry that Hermione'd be interested in?
Well, you know, Harry's the hero, I suppose, but obviously not for Hermione.
Ah.
After much public and private consideration, the decision was made. The new face of Dumbledore would be Michael Gambon, an Irish actor best known for his career on stage. Gambone's theater background gave him perspective in taking over the role.
Being, you know, a theatre actor, every part I play has been played by someone else before. King Lear, all those parts. So that doesn't occur to me.
Happiness can be found.
Gambon took the role in his own direction with one subtle homage to Harris's portrayal.
Because I'm Irish, I put a little Irish accent in there as a little tribute to Richard.
And kids are already getting a look and weighing in on the new wizard.
I thought he was pretty cool.
He did a good job because he really put a lot of spells and brought new teachers into the school.
Who is that? That man?
He's a murderer.
In a film with a decidedly darker tone, Gambon hopes his take on Dumbledore will be a welcome one.
I hope they like it. What can I say? I just hope they get entertained and have fun, and get frightened. They should be frightened now and again. And I hope they feel safe with me.
This morning, we're joined by the voice of Harry Potter and about 116 other personas that will be heard in the audiobook for the new Harry Potter book, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Jim Dale is here. He has done 5 books so far. He's just finished the 6th, right?
That's correct.
Nice to see you, Jim.
Thank you. Nice to be back.
So you're such an accomplished actor and singer. How did you get in the audiobooks business to begin with? Did you have to audition to do this?
What sort of audition? They were looking for someone who could do lots of voices, and I was doing a play off Broadway called Travels with My Aunt. 3 guys doing 33 characters. And they said, oh, let's use Jim Dale then. So I signed the contract, and then they found out Jim Dale only played the aunt and the nephew. The other 2 guys played 31 characters.
Oh, really?
So I got the job really on false pretenses.
Oh, well, that's okay, because you've done an incredible job. As I mentioned before, you won a Grammy for your audiobook, and I know that you've also earned a place in the Guinness Book of World Records, because in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, 134 different voices. How do you figure out who's going to have what voice?
Well, that's left up to me, actually. J.K. Rowling sort of wanted an English actor who knew accents, etc. And so she's never really interfered in any way, except once when she suggested a certain voice needed a Yorkshire accent instead of a Scottish one, so I changed it. But every character, just as it comes into your head, that's the voice you have to record, because there's no time. We have no time at all.
In fact, you get the book like on a Friday, and you have to start recording it on a Monday?
Nearly.
Generally?
On a Saturday, we get the book. Start recording it on a Monday, and of course by that time you've only been able to read 100 pages and invent those voices.
Wow.
So you record that on Monday, then Monday night go home, read another 100 pages and invent those voices, and then record that on Tuesday and so on till the end of the book.
And you record from about 9:30 in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon,
Until
generally?
my voice really gets husky, then I have to stop, because the voice has to match up with my clear voice, which is next morning.
Now, I know
Isn't
you're
that
going to read an excerpt from Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, which is the 5th book in the series. For these lucky kids out on the plaza, I'm going to take a seat.
I'll take a seat as well.
Now, go ahead. All right, Jim Dale.
Well, it seems that life in Privet Drive can't get any worse for Harry Potter. He's been attacked by Dementors and nearly expelled from Hogwarts for violating the decree for the reasonable restriction of underage sorcery. Harry fears that he'll never be allowed back to Hogwarts until one day Mad-Eye Moody, Remus Lupin, and a band of witches and wizards arrive at the Dursley home. This is a scene from Book 5, Chapter 3. Mad-Eye Moody, who had long grizzled grey hair and a large chunk missing from his nose, was squinting suspiciously at Harry through his mismatched eyes. One of the eyes was small, dark, and beady, the other large, round, and electric blue, the magical eye that could see through walls, doors, and the back of Moody's head. "Are you quite sure it's him, Lupin?" he growled. It'd be a nice lookout if we bring back some Death Eater impersonating him. We ought to ask him something only the real Potter would know. Harry, what form does your Patronus take? Said Lupin. A stag? Said Harry nervously. That's him, Mad-Eye, said Lupin. Harry descended the stairs, very conscious of everybody still staring at him, stowing his wand into the back pocket of his jeans as he came. Don't put your wand there, boy, roared Moody. What if it ignited? Better wizards than you have lost buttocks, you know. Who do you know who's lost a buttock? A violet-haired woman asked Mad-Eye interestedly. Never you mind, you just keep your wand out of your back pocket, growled Mad-Eye. Elementary wand safety, nobody bothers about it anymore. He stumped off toward the kitchen. And I saw that, he added irritably, as the woman rolled her eyes at the ceiling. Lupin held out his hand and shook Harry's. How are you? He asked, looking at Harry closely. Fine. Harry could hardly believe this was real. 4 weeks with nothing, not the tiniest hint of a plan to remove him from Privet Drive, and suddenly a whole bunch of wizards were standing matter-of-factly in the house as though this were a long-standing arrangement. He glanced at the people surrounding Lupin. They were still gazing avidly at him. He felt very conscious of the fact that he had not combed his hair for 4 days. You're really lucky the Dursleys are out, he mumbled. Lucky? Ah! Said the violet-haired woman. It was me that lured them out the way. Sent a letter by Muggle post telling them they'd been shortlisted for the All-England Best-Kept Suburban Lawn Competition. They're heading off to the prize giving right now, or they think they are. Harry had a fleeting vision of Uncle Vernon's face when he realized that there was no All-England Best-Kept Suburban Lawn Competition.
Jim Dale. Well done. Come back and read to us anytime, Jim.
Thank you, Katie.
Thanks so much. Tell me a little, I mean, your characters, it's so fun for me because I was interviewing you when you first came on board as Harry Potter, and it's fun to watch all of you, Rupert and Emma, and you kind of grow up before our eyes. Is that tough for you at all, Daniel? Because now you're 16 years old. Yeah. You were how old when you began this odyssey?
11.
11. Yeah. So as people watch you mature, is it challenging for you, or is it, I guess it must be perfectly fine because Harry matures during the course of the books.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not, in a way, it actually, because I'm slightly older than Harry is in the films I'm doing. I'm 16. When I started the fourth film, I was 14, but I'm now 16. So it gives me quite a good perspective on the character. Sort of, I can look back at what I was like when I was 14, because you changed a lot from 14 to 16. So I can look back on how I was then and use some of that from a more sort of objective view.
And are you going through some of the things that Harry's going through? I mean, obviously,
not quite as horrible.
Well, no, he's interested in girls.
Oh, yeah.
And
yes, obviously. Yeah, of course. But it's I would be, it's yeah, I mean, I think any boy who goes.
You're thinking about girls and you're flustered.
Yeah, I know. You see, you've thrown me. But any boy who goes from sort of 11 to 16 goes through loads of the changes that Harry goes through. I mean, obviously, Harry has it a lot harder than or everyone else does in the world, pretty much, because he has to. People are constantly trying to kill him.
My daughter told me the other day when they started reading the Harry Potter books at her school, all the girls thought your name was Hermie 1.
I know. I've had so many different interpretations, like, Hermione, Hermie 1.
But now I guess because of the movie, everyone knows how to say her name. And Hermione, like Emma Watson, is growing up. Yes. And I think this movie reflects that, don't you? Because she's dealing with all sorts of teenage issues that are very, very relatable.
Yeah, no, she definitely is. There's this is the first film book with the introduction of romance. It's got a lot of teenage angst. The boys, and the girls have got to find dates for the Yule Ball, and yeah.
And she sort of has a thing for Harry and Ron. I mean, there's some sexual chemistry there, and yet they're kind of completely out of it.
No, they're really not there. I really think it's with Ron, though. I really think that he's jealous. I really think when she goes to the ball with Victor Crumb, he's jealous.
I think so too. Meanwhile, I talked to Daniel about this. This movie is a little darker, a little scarier than the previous ones.
Yeah.
Do you worry about that in terms of alienating fans or scaring young fans, I guess?
To be honest, it's always been about staying faithful to the book, and the book is much darker. You know, someone died, two people die in it. Voldemort's back. It's going to be darker, and it's always been about staying faithful to the book. And we're older now. It's going to be more mature. There's going to be more mature issues, and I think it's great that they've actually embraced that and haven't pulled the punches. And I think they made a really great film. And yes, it is scarier for younger people, but I think what we've lost in younger audiences, we will have gained in
people who are a little more mature.
Yeah. And then, Alan, you've got a number of other projects, including, is this am I correct, the 5th Harry Potter film now, about to come out?
That comes out in the summer, yeah.
And I know you can't talk much about it. I'm just wondering if playing
is the answer.
You won't. Oh, you won't talk about it. But playing a part like that, does it get better and better? I mean, do you become more comfortable in the role?
I don't know. The point is not to be comfortable in that part, and the reason I don't talk about it is because I think it's very important to hang on to the, if you like, the mystery of the character.
Sure.
And it's important for children not to be figuring out who he is.
Well, I know they're all of us are very expected to see that movie when it comes out.
The last film of the Harry Potter franchise comes out this summer. I know you've said you've moved on and you sort of did your mourning.
Yeah.
But at this point, what are you going to miss most about it?
You know, working with the crew on those films every day, I became incredibly close with the crew, and being able to see them who are some of my best friends every single day was very, very special, and I will certainly miss that a huge amount.
I don't know if you know this, but Professor Dumbledore once said that music was a magic far beyond what they do at Hogwarts.
So we have the Hogwarts Frog Choir.
What?
Now, you may not recognize him, but it's going to be led by actor Warwick Davis. He's incognito today. He usually plays Professor Flitwick, and you're also the Goblin. What's his name?
Griphook.
Yes,
That's
yes,
right,
yes.
So you played two guys.
I did indeed, yeah. And what's good about doing that is obviously once Griphook dies in the movie, I'm still around as Flitwick. So.
Which as an actor is a good thing.
Absolutely,
you want to be a working actor.
What's it like walking around the park for you? I'm sure that when you walked out here, people obviously reacted.
But you're recognizable, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. It's a great place to come back to, and I feel very at home here, having worked on the sets of the film for the last 10 years.
So explain for those who aren't into the movies, why are the frogs singing? What's the story here?
Well, that's part of the Frog Choir. You first see them in the Prison of Azkaban, and I'm conducting them there, and they just give those sort of lovely bass notes. It's the bass line.
All right, we're going to have you take it away.
In the books, right? Or this is just for the movie?
Yeah,
what I heard. Yeah.
Take it away.
The Frog Choir.
Thank you very much.
Double, toilet trouble, fire, burning, cauldron trouble, double, toilet trouble, something wicked this way comes. All you do tend to a frog, all the fat and tongue of dog, adders, hawk and blindworm sting, lizards web and of its wings. Double, toilet trouble, fire burning, cauldron trouble, double, toilet trouble, something wicked this way comes. In the cold and boiling pain, feel the top of Eddie's swing, scale the dragon to a wolf, which is more than gold. Double, toilet trouble, fire burning, cauldron trouble, double, toilet trouble, something wicked this way comes. Double, toilet trouble, fire burning, cauldron trouble, double, toilet trouble, something wicked this way comes.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.